Hello, this is DrSayus, and today I am reviewing Crash Bash, which is a party game, the first Crash game not developed by Naughty Dog, and the last PS1 Crash title, so it has a lot of accolades in that respect. The story in the campaign begins with Aku Aku and Uka Uka arguing who is the best, like spoilt children on a playground. To prove whose dick is larger, both masks summon their warriors to see who can collect the most crystals. Uka Uka has more allies, so for some reason he agrees to give Aku Aku two of his best warriors, just when I expected the baddies to all gang up on them. He should have sent them Embryo, who turned on Cortex in Crash Bandicoot 2. Also Rilla Roo, who is new. Each side has 4 characters to choose from. Every 2 characters has unique abilities. The best to worst in my opinion are Tiny and Kong, who are the heavies, Cortex and Brio, who are technical, Crash and Coco, who are light, and finally Dingo Dal and Rilla Roo, who are the all-rounders. There's 5 stages, each sharing mostly the same type of minigame, only with different themes and gimmicks. The first stage is easy, but the difficulty ramps up quickly from the second stage. For some minigames, everyone plays identically, while the better ones show the abilities of different character classes. With that said, there are balancing issues. In my experience, the heavies are good at everything. Technical is good at Crate Crush and tanks, but they're bad at the polar levels. Light and all-rounder are good at the polar levels, and they're bad at the Crate Crush and tank levels. I'll explain each type of minigame in stage 1. Each match lasts for 1 minute 30 seconds and needs to be played out of 3. First is Pinball. This is the hardest and a lot of players' least favorite. Everyone controls the same way. 4 players all reflect their balls away from the goal while trying to hit them into other players' goal. Each player has the same amount of lives and the last one standing wins. Definitely the most frustrating when playing in co-op, as it's difficult not to hit your balls into your teammate's goal while trying to protect your own, while also trying to hit the ball fast and knock it into your opponent's goal, though I'll admit I don't have the best reactions for this one. Next is Polar, which is one of my favorites. 4 players try to hit each other off a large ice rink. Each character has a different charge to push players back. You can sometimes use this to save yourself when tottering on the edge. There's also a laser which grants power-ups or power-downs to spice things up. The AI is a bit easy, but if you have 2 or more experienced human players duking it out, it can be a lot of fun. Third are the pogo stick levels, which has no difference with the characters. Players collect boxes while jumping on squares. The points you get from a box depend on how many squares on the board you have inked with your pogo stick. Again, you need to collect power-ups and avoid hazards to win. Apparently Rilla Roo is the best at these, as he is fast enough to get a few extra jumps before time runs out due to a glitch in his landing animation. Finally, in the first stage we have Crate Crush. This is my other favorite. You throw crates at players to kill them and be the last man standing. Certain players throw further than others. However, the ones that suck at throwing can spin, which can ricochet crates or directly hurt enemies, though the direct approach won't do much. Unfortunately, the AI isn't great at this either, but it's still a blast. The first 4 stages have a boss. The first 2 are easy and the last 2 will make you pull your hair out. The last one has an awkward hilarious moment in co-op where each of you controls a ship, which are both impossible to navigate through a tight space. Then if one of you somehow makes it to part 2, you each share one narrow goal in pinball of all things, while having rockets and atomic fireballs being fired at you. If you eventually get past this with a good and bad character, both players have to fight to the death afterwards because the masks don't want to work together. So much for Aku Aku being the good guy, but it's great as both players use the experience they gain together to tear each other apart and possibly a friendship in the process. But hold on to that friendship, because after the credits you both work together again to fully gather all the crystals, gems and relics as if nothing happened. Although the main collectible in each level is crystals, you can also collect gems and relics. Gems are often just defeating an enemy in less time, while relics present an interesting twist, like for example the ice rink shaking in a polar level or nitro crates being fired at you in Crate Crush. You'll want to collect everything in this game, as this will unlock stage 5's levels. These are unique mini games unlike anything before. It would have been nice to access these without having to do so much though. Music is exactly what you would expect from Crash on PS1, so of course it's great. Apparently a lot of it is remixes from other games, with some cheekily being ripped from Crash Bandicoot Warped. What can get annoying is hearing the constant loading screen music while entering a new minigame, but it's no big deal. I noticed some occasional slowdown when action gets chaotic, but again it doesn't really affect gameplay. Multiplayer should be the main appeal for any party game, and while it does take a bit of a backseat in this one, up to 4 players can play in a battle or tournament. It's still a lot of fun. What's weird is you can adjust the enemy difficulty here, but not in campaign, which would have been a welcome addition. By default, there's 16 levels, 4 of each of the mini games I mentioned, but you'll unlock the rest playing through the campaign. Nobody understands why I love this game so much. It's my favorite PS1 title. The mini game genre is a guilty pleasure of mine, and to me this is the creme of the creme. Yes, you're playing at least 4 of the same mini games over and over, but each time there's a new gimmick, like a different style of level, new hazards and or rules. These mini games are more fleshed out than most out there, even in modern games. They actually require strategy and are easy to learn but difficult to master. So this is my favorite PS1 game. I'm sticking to that, so it gets the S rank. Despite most vocal internet reviewers bashing this game, it's the best party game I've ever played. Hello guys, hope you're having a fantastic day. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and to subscribe for more videos. Bye!